awesome on The Last Sun. With Nasu's memories of his family returning, he saved his mother and eliminated Raditz. Then as Vegeta ordered him to take out the Earthlings, he stood his ground and refused. The prince fumes, he knew it. It couldn't have happened any other way. He's betrayed them. Ordering Nappa to do away with the child. He balks. After all, he was the one who took Gohan under his wing after Raditz kidnapped him. Continuing, he was sure this would happen one day. Eliminate him now! Trying to reason. Doesn't Vegeta think he's being a bit too harsh? Come on, it's Nasu. He's their companion. Just like that. Two Earthlings gone. And two Saiyans gone. Thinking back on his mentor, Nasu, or perhaps Gohan, now trembles. What did you do? Seeing what Vegeta's capable of. Now the maniac stands alone. No team. He congratulates the young Saiyan. He managed to disintegrate their group. Because of him, in a few moments, Vegeta himself will be the last Saiyan. He knew that one day they would have a problem with him. Nappa had the weakness to believe in him. He was an idiot. But he'll reunite him. Nasu's going to regret this. But snarling, he's gone too far this time. Gohan isn't willing to lie down without a fight. During Gohan's initial training with Nappa, today they're going to work on resilience. But tired of getting punched in the face, he complains they already did this yesterday. Nappa chortles, I'm not like that idiot Raditz. Announcing he's now in charge of his education. They're going back to the basics because Raditz is a terrible teacher. Nappa himself has trained many young Saiyans during his life. His last student was Prince Vegeta. He's in good hands. Rolling with it. We find out Vegeta really didn't like this idea of bringing Gohan into this from the beginning. Raditz is starting to regret his decision too. Just glad he doesn't have to train him anymore. His leader doesn't want to hear it. Just to be clear, Nappa is only taking over because he's a bad instructor. Otherwise, it would be completely on him because he's the one who brought him here. They're stuck with him now. On the inside, Vegeta worries about the power he displayed on Earth. That amount of strength is worrying for a child of that age. He's curious what Nappa will be able to do with them and if he can control them. Because if he turns against them one day, it could be complicated to manage. Rejoining the fight against Vegeta, Gohan goes on the offensive. But predictably to little results. Vegeta chortles if he's had his fun. He took his time to reveal his true face. Though he suspected that coming here would confirm his doubts. It'll be a pleasure to exterminate him. The gap in power is obvious. Gohan is slammed into the earth with a massive explosion. From the sky, Vegeta looks down on his handiwork. He asks if that's all he has. Then if that blow cleared his mind. It's far too late for regrets now. Gohan, cursing under his breath, barely manages to stand. Then Tien interrupts. He needs him to listen. He insists that it's time for them to team up. He won't be able to win this alone. But Nasu snaps back to know what he's talking about, reiterating they aren't friends. Tien shouts for him to stop it. He knows he's right. He needs him to defeat Vegeta, reminding the boy that he's currently alone, that the Saiyan killed his friend in cold blood, something he can't just ignore. Then driving the point home with a grim warning. If they do nothing, Vegeta will kill him, and he will kill his mother. Yamcha is blown back by the sheer force of his power, marveling at the overwhelming strength on display. Tien watches too as a cloud of dust settles. But Vegeta steps from the smoke, admitting that for a brief moment, he was actually scared. Nasu screams that he has no idea what he's capable of. He claims that only Nappa knew about his power, but Vegeta calls him an idiot, asking if he thinks that demonstration makes him doubt. Yelling he's finished and he knows it. Yamcha looks on from the distance, quietly calls out to Tien. Tien reaches out telepathically to Yamcha and Nasu. He announces he's preparing a very special technique. During his brief return, Goku passed on King Kai's ultimate move. But he needs time, revealing he spent years refining what Goku started. The Genki Dama, a move that harvests the energy of the entire planet. He tells Yamcha that he'll need him too. Once the energy is ready, they'll need to have their own strength to finish it. Back on the battlefield, Vegeta remarks that Nasu looks thoughtful, almost like he's starting to realize his mistake. He flashes a wicked grin, declaring it's too late for regrets. He's already dead. We're pulled into a flashback. Vegeta stands before the Tyrant Frieza, who's flanked by his elites Dodoria and Zarbon. He kneels respectfully, asking his lord that he wanted to see him. Who gets straight to the point. He wants to talk about the young Saiyan Raditz brought back. He tells him he knows Vegeta plans to get rid of the boy, and strictly forbids him from doing so. The prince caught off guard. But Frieza makes the consequences clear. If he touches that child, he'll answer directly to him. Vegeta stays silent, seething under the threat. Frieza laughs and adds a warning. Nothing suspicious is allowed to happen to the boy during a mission either. There are only 3 of them left, so one more ally won't be too much. Nappa will handle the training, pointing out he's the one who trained Vegeta. Vegeta forces himself to comply. He agrees that Kakarot's son will stay. His master satisfied, he tells him to go take care of it. Ending their exchange with a cold, "At your service." Dodoria laughs at his face, asking if the kid scares him. Teasingly asking if he's afraid he'll take his place. Frieza joins in, mockingly telling him not to laugh. But as he turns to leave, he orders Zarbon to keep a close eye on him. Left absolutely seething, he's furious that he has to put up with this stupid run, cursing Frieza in his mind. He thinks he should have just killed him on the very first day. We snap back to the present as Vegeta lands a crushing blow. He screams about all the years he wasted training him, only for him to betray them like this. He's going to die today, and he'll join Nappa in hell! Die, you wretch! Vegeta admits the kid is tough, confessing he didn't think it would be this hard. But he realizes the danger. His outbursts make him uncontrollable. He absolutely must be put down where he can't do any harm. Nasu stands his ground, telling himself he has to finish him. While in the distance, Tien stands with his arms raised, gritting his teeth and pleading with him to just hold on. Farewell, Nasu! Yamcha saving him for now, he rushes to Nasu's side, asking if he's okay. He notes how they don't have senzus anymore. Those disappeared along with Chaozu. Begging Tien to hurry up, who strains under the pressure, telling him to hold on for a few more moments, it's almost over. But Vegeta dives in for the kill, screaming that it's all over for them. Try to survive this! Oh! As the dust settles, the prince's boots touch the ground. He mockingly asks if it feels different from Raditz. He declares this is what a true elite warrior looks like. Bulma watches in terror, pleading for Yamcha to get back up. He pushes himself off the ground, gritting his teeth and insisting he isn't that fragile. But the villain realizes something's wrong. The guy with 3 eyes is missing. He demands to know where he is. Who calls out it's okay. He's done. He screams at Yamcha and Nasu that it's their turn, ordering them to raise their arms. The pair are stunned by the sudden command. From the distance, the others watch in awe, realizing what Tien is doing. But Vegeta's confused. He frantically wonders what he's up to and where all this sudden energy is coming from. Now that Vegeta's seen him, they've lost the element of surprise. Yamcha screams out his name, telling him to go ahead and fire. It's now or never. Reeling, the invader demands to know how he pulled that off. But Tien notices something critical. Nasu didn't send him his energy. Too bad. Take this! Firing it away, Vegeta scowls he'll just send it back. Even Roshi notes how monstrous the Spirit Bomb is. As Gohan approaches his mother, uttering, "Mommy." Tears well as he apologizes, before rushing away, pleading with her son to wait. As the Spirit Bomb races towards him, he sneaks up behind Vegeta, who's still fully confident this won't be enough to beat him. Are you crazy? Ultimate Kiko-Ho! Smoke drifts over the remains of the battlefield. Yamcha stammers in disbelief. Gosh, he did it! Realizing that their auras have completely disappeared. The spectators watch on in a stunned silence, unable to process what just happened. Tien collapses to the ground utterly exhausted. He whispers to Goku that they did it. Before all of this tragedy, there was just a young child with his family. His small foot catching on the ground. This sends little Gohan tumbling into the dirt. Bursting into tears. Chi-Chi panics, asking if he's bleeding, while Goku insists it was just a bad fall. He looks down with a warm smile, assuring his son that it's okay. Goku leans in close, making a solemn vow to his son. He promises that nothing will ever happen to him, because he will always be there to protect him. But then, the scene shifts to the cold reality. A solitary tombstone stands in the pouring rain, bearing the name, Son Gohan. In space, a ship speeds towards its destination. Inside, Frieza asks Zarbon how much longer the trip is going to take. Replying, he informs that they'll be there in another 4 months. The Tyrant smiles, practically giddy with anticipation. That's very good, because he simply can't wait to meet them. The people of Earth are actually quite awesome. Defeating the Saiyans is no simple task for everyone. He mentions that he could have just sent in the Ginyu Commando to handle it, but he's simply too curious to stay away. He wants to see for himself exactly who managed to get rid of him. Though, it is too bad. That'll have to exterminate them.